Typically, if you get a sore knee, it comes from the hip or the foot. Quite a lot of issues stem from the feet. Quite a lot of injuries stem from the feet and up. So it's really important that we look after our feet. We spend a lot of time on them throughout the day, and it's not something that we typically stretch. So one thing that kind of stuck out to me was we look at muscle fascia, and the way I kind of think about it is imagine your muscles wear a pair of tights. That's the fascia over your muscles. So in different areas of our body, they get sort of bunched up, and we have like fascial lines through our body. So we're going to talk a little bit about the superfascial back line. So it kind of starts at the bottom of your foot, works its way up our back of our body, up our posterior chain, and sort of connects towards like the front of the head. So something simple as like having a tight plantar fascia, so the bottom of your foot, could cause things like headaches or anything. Also, sort of we can look at like foot function and big toe function. For something simple like running, in order to have the best chance at running for your knees, you should be able to bend your toe at a full 90 degrees. Otherwise, when you run, if you can't bend your toe at 90 degrees, you then start to compensate and that foot's going to come out. So a couple of little things there as to why like mobilizing the bottom of your feet is important. So there's a few things that we can do for that. So easiest one, lacrosse ball. I like to massage the bottom of my feet with a lacrosse ball. So sitting down is a bit of a pansy way to do it. So I don't know if I can say that. But yeah, we're just going to roll the bottom of our foot, and you're going to think that our plantar fascia is like a triangle. So we've got the bottom of our triangle, let's just say, is in the top of our foot by our toes, and then we've got the point of the triangle is at our heel. So you want to think about a triangle in our plantar fascia, and you want to try and roll all that. If you find a tight bit, that's particularly painful. So for me, that's there. I'm going to hold the ball on it, and I'm going to try and curl my toes up. And what that is doing is something called trigger point, and we're pinpointing a tight area and we're trying to re-stretch it out again. We're going to do a few movements on that, then we're going to roll through it again. Should feel a little bit easier, and you just rinse and repeat that a few times on the foot. So that's one option of stretching our feet. Another one, you can go through like toe stretching. So I like to put my big toe on like a lacrosse ball, and then work on just trying to stretch that big toe, try and get a good bit of movement in that. A lot of power comes from your big toe, so like when you're squatting, if you can drive that big toe to the floor as well, create a lot of power, ground yourself on the floor a lot from that. So yeah, we'll work through that big toe range. Another thing that you can do, you can sort of kneel. This would be like a plantar fascia stretch as well. So we're going to curl our toes under here. This would be an easier version if you've got tight feet, just working through, bending those. If you're a little bit more flexible in the feet, drive a bit more weight through them, really open out the bottoms of your feet.